We've got Paula and Emma in studio who are going to discuss what's in the papers. And before we come to them, here's what's on the front covers.
We've got the Times to start with. Turn the corner on Brexit is their headline. They're reporting on this trip by the Prime Minister to Berlin.
And a great picture of Sigourney Weaver there at the, I think it's the Venice Film Festival. Telegraph next, leading with Sir Keir Starmer's tax alert from Middle England following his keynote speech yesterday. And
Angelina Jolie there, you said she looked like me this morning. I
Yes.
take that and I will bank it. Thank you very much.
I just thought, what's Isabel doing on the front of the
what
Telegraph?
What have I done now? Starmer finally comes clean, reports the Daily Mail, as they take aim at the PM's tax raid threat.
Next, reporting on his plans for a softer Brexit as he heads to Berlin.
And here's the Star. ET invaders would wipe us all out, as they claim this morning. Not sure when that's likely to happen.
Well, it probably happens sooner than you may think, Isabel. You're obviously not listening to all these hearings and inquiries that are going on in the US.
No, I'm not.
At the
Got
moment.
better things to do.
Well, all presidents have been briefed on the UFO threat that there is and Earth's cooperation so far with people. Wow. So Paula London, Emma Wolfe. Let's talk about Paula, the prison spaces and why are there not any? We are talking 100 cells available in England and Wales for men. That is all that's available.
It's absolutely terrifying, especially for women. I mean, I remember I think about a year ago, I spoke about how someone tried to abduct me as a child. So I'm very nervous around guys and stuff, getting the tubes and roads, and I've been harassed a lot on the tube. And this is terrifying for women. What they need to do, we've got way too many people in jail at the moment for literally hurty words, on Twitter, etc., etc. Those people that didn't even say they were guilty, they should get remand. They should get bail. They're now on remand, even though they said they're not guilty. So they should get bail. And people that are now in jail and they've said they're guilty, I don't know why they've got such long sentences. I don't know why they can't be released early and be on a
Wait a minute,
tag.
it's not necessarily about long sentences. It's either does the punishment fit the crime? Because what the problem is, we just don't have enough prisons. That's the real problem.
Yeah, but the problem is, when a judge decides what he's going to give someone, he has such a long distance. It can be, like, say, from 1 to 4 years. They seem to be going for the maximum all the time. And you've got to remember how many foreign people are in our jails. 12% of all people are foreign, and 25% of all criminals go on to reoffend. So I do not know why. I can't understand why foreign criminals are not deported. They do it all around the world, but for some reason we don't deport people because of all the human rights lawyers.
Truly shocking to hear the Prime Minister yesterday talking about how he was spending every day during the riots actually checking the number of prison spaces left in this country. I mean, I don't think any Prime Minister anywhere has ever had to do that before.
Letting out dangerous
and
men.
to have 100 spaces left, I think they did a record number of arrests over the bank holiday weekend, particularly over the Notting Hill Carnival, so the crisis in the capital with spaces. But goodness me, what's the solution to all of this?
But the problem is our prison system doesn't work. This goes way back. Prison should be about getting people rehabilitating.
They're always going to reoffend. People are always
whether that's through training, whether that's through getting them back to work, whether that's through setting up a system with the probation service. When they leave, they don't just reoffend. We've got this system where you shove people in prison, let them out after 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years or early. And then
a lot of people are programmed that way, though. They're always
you
going to
expect them to be
people.
fixed. They've probably gone in with substance abuse issues, with other criminal, issues, with, domestic abuse issues or a difficult childhood. All of that, all of those issues. I'm not excusing prisoners, but I'm just saying the system doesn't work. So, of course, if you just shove people into these creaking buildings, put them there, when they come out, how on earth are they going
you don't want to go back. I mean, if I went to jail, not that I would, I'd be like, that was awful. I'm not going to do anything bad again.
But
it's not awful.
We're not changing
there's
anything. We're just locking them away.
I can't remember which paper it was in this morning. I think it's in the Times, which was about an Albanian prisoner in the UK who keeps having a phone confiscated and he keeps finding another one. And he's got 60,000 followers on social media. He's doing TikTok, sitting in his cell with his PlayStation there, reading, I think Jeffrey Archer was one of the books of choice that he'd been reading. Obviously another jailbird. And what is going on in our prisons if people can be on social media?
How are they getting into prisons?
Because
that's one problem.
They can't get the staff.
No, exactly.
And visits.
Can't get the staff.
How are they getting the equipment in?
How are you getting mobile phones, drugs, all of that in?
Might be a bit of leakage involved in that nowadays.
Of course.
There we go. Let's talk about Paula, the former Peloton billionaire, who says he hasn't got any money. Is Peloton in danger of folding, or is it just him?
Well, basically, he's lost a hell of a lot of money, and so has the company. But it's very interesting because no one really heard of Peloton until COVID. And I remember everyone was boasting about their Peloton, etc., etc. They did a very stupid error, though. A lot of big companies, a lot of very smart people make stupid errors. They had all the music for Peloton without getting the rights for it from companies. So they got sued for around £300 million, and they settled out of court. That was their first huge mistake. Secondly, another mistake, it's not their fault, but I think with good lawyers, they maybe Sex and City wouldn't be able to do it. They had Mr. Big, the fictional character, on a Peloton doing a 45-minute workout, and then he died afterwards of a heart attack. So a lot of men looked at that and thought, oh, that could happen to me, so they didn't want to use the Peloton anymore. And then obviously COVID, people are out and about now. People were
I love my Peloton. I do.
Oh, really?
I'm going through a phase at the moment where I wear my heart monitor, I don't do any of the classes, and I try to get 75% output out of myself, whatever that might be, and I just watch TV. So whereas I might just watch TV at home on the sofa, I try and get my whatever it is. At the moment, I'm watching Emily in Paris and just sit on the bike for an hour, get it done.
I'd be so bored on a bike.
Don't you miss the benefits of being out in nature, going
I do
that
as well.
around the park,
well, yes,
whatever?
but I actually just get a bit scared, to be perfectly honest. I don't like running on my own.
Really?
Yeah, I will run with my son quite often.
Yeah.
But I don't like running on my own. Yeah.
Well, I cycle, I'm a cyclist, and I would say, someone said to me, oh, don't you get scared cycling alone late at night through London? I said, it's the safest thing.
You don't wear earphones, though, do you? Because that's very dangerous.
No, I don't. And I don't text on my phone. But as a woman, cycling, you're on the move. You're not standing at a bus stop or on a train station. No one can get you. You are much
stopping
safer.
at red lights as well.
So maybe do a bit of Peloton, but cycling out and about.
Maybe.
Emma, tell me about this story. Here it is, front page of the Times. Empathy with others is not only a natural ability, it can be taught in the classroom.
Yes.
So this is teaching kindness to school children.
Yeah, it's a report into empathy and how actually having empathy lessons it's been shown to improve the kindness of children, improve positive behaviour, it helps them with developing relationships. Normally, Eamon, I would be very anti-woke, all this stuff. I mean, my little 4-year-old comes back full of stuff about, from nursery, comes back talking about his human rights, and they are filled with this very, very woke stuff these days. But I do think in the case of empathy and kindness, actually, it does improve children's ability to relate to others. It does. I mean, look at the social unrest in our country at the moment. If we need one thing, it's for the next generation to be able to kind of relate to other people better. And I think it makes children happier and more able to kind of express themselves. It reduces the amount of tantrums and meltdowns that they're constantly having.
What I would say to you is my son was taught a lot of this at school, and kindness was a massive plus factor at school, and he came out a very kind person, I would say. What I would say is, I look at him and I think he's sort of quite naive. I worry about him on a Friday night in a kebab shop or whatever, and a lot of drunks around him and things. He's the sort of guy that would go over and say, you shouldn't really do that. You shouldn't really fight with that guy like that. And he's the one that would end up getting stabbed.
I do think the younger generation are softer. I do think that they are more kind of empathetic and more aware of others. But kindness is underrated. Just being kind is so simple.
Well, I read a paper about school in Japan, actually. Yeah, and the children, when they first start school, they don't learn anything like... All they learn about is being kind for the first couple of years, how to respect your elders, etc., etc.
So good.
And look how polite Japanese people are.
The reason I think your son's school was so good about kindness is it's a religious school, and I think with the death of religion in this country, where the fundamental pillar of Christianity was to love your neighbour as you love yourself, and people don't do that. People don't love their neighbour anymore.
I went to a very religious school. I don't think kindness played a big part in all of it. No, respect and order and all sorts of things like that. Fear.
But those basic skills we have lost. We have lost those kind of. It's the fabric of society.
It's because of social media a lot as well. Though. People are just on there. Their friends, virtual friends. They don't know how to be.
They're not connected.
They care more about themselves than about anybody else. These days. Society's more selfish than ever.
Years ago, all your neighbours looked out for people and everything. Now, most people don't even know them.
But when you don't have human contact as well, when you're locked in your bedroom just staring at a screen, you do lose the ability to empathise with other people.
That's what I like
to come into the workplace or to go for an interview. Young people just not able to relate to other people.
I always say morning to people in the park and they say it back to me, and I think it's lovely.
It's a lovely thing to do.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Paul and Emma, thank you. I'm thinking, saying hello to people. I mean, being Irish, we say hello to everybody.
I like doing that. I'm part Irish.
I can't go anywhere with you saying hello to everyone.
Yeah, but
man and his dog.
The worst thing is England and southern England, it's a bit rare, I have to say, saying hello.